Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? I go by RB, and this is Philly Take with RB. If you guys are enjoying the content of this channel, be sure to smash that like button for me, hit that subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you are instantly notified whenever I upload or go live. And today, we are back talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, and I want to discuss this whole Ertz and Goedert situation. I know we visited it, like a month ago when those rankings came out, but now that we have some news, I want to revisit it, and that news is that the Eagles and Zach Ertz have started to engage once again in contract talks. They have rekindled those contract talks after guys like George Kittle and Travis Kelce got paid. Even the other day, you got Dallas Goedert in camp saying Zach Ertz deserves an extension. Even though that would hurt Dallas Goedert, I thought that was pretty classy for him to come out and say that about his partner in crime in the tight end room of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, if you haven't heard yet, somehow, some way, you just haven't gotten around to seeing this, George Kittle from the 49ers received a 5-year, $75 million extension a few weeks back, and Travis Kelce from the Chiefs received a 4-year, $57 million contract. So Kelce's going to be making around just above $14 a year. George Kittle's going to be making $15 a year. Now, Zach Ertz, who turns 30 years old in November, is on the last 2 years of a 5-year deal paying him like $42.5 million. And Dallas Goedert has 2 years left on his rookie deal, which is really paying him nothing. So the Eagles have a problem here because Zach Ertz, the established guy in this locker room, the Super Bowl champion tight end that everybody loves, Wentz's right-hand man, that security blanket of Zach Ertz, he needs to get paid. I mean, it's his time. He understands. He understands with where his career is at right now. He wants that one final contract, and he absolutely deserves it by how he has been playing. Almost putting up still 800-900 yards, 1,000 yards a year, 5-6 plus touchdowns. He absolutely deserves it. But then you have Dallas Goedert, who's 4 years younger. He turns 26 this year in January. And he has shown all the promise in the world. I don't think his potential has been truly maximized yet because he hasn't gotten enough opportunities because of Zach Ertz. Now, you can play these guys together, 12-man personnel. I understand all that. But at the end of the day, going forward, the question is, can the Eagles afford to pay both of these guys? And I'm going to be quite honest. The simple answer to me is no. I do not think it can happen. Now, I understand Howie Roseman is a cap genius. He has made other things maybe even harder work before, but I just don't see this happening because going forward, the Eagles, I think, are going to end up cutting a lot of guys in the coming year or two because we are like 50, 60 million in the red already for next season. Already. And then you have to pay Zach Ertz and Goedert because they're not going to want to go. After this season, they're not going to want to go into the next season in the last year of their contract without getting paid. I'm just telling you, it's not going to be ideal for either one of those guys. So what do the Eagles do? It's so hard because I feel like you have this one guy who's already established. You know what he brings to the table. He's a sure hands guy, getting better at blocking. He's just that vet that you need in the locker room. But then you have this other guy. He's like the young tiger that's in the cage, and he's just contained. He's ready to come out and explode, but he's being held back a little bit. And what do? You cannot really pay two guys starting tight end money, especially for what you want to do in the future. Maybe if Rager, Hightower, and Quez Watkins turn into amazing stars, then yeah, you could. But are all three of those going to do that? Like, what is going to happen here? It's a very sticky situation. Here's what I'll say. I believe that the Philadelphia Eagles and even Philadelphia Eagles fans need to not neglect the fact of what Zach Ertz has done. Like, I don't like how people are just so sudden to be like, yeah, trade Ertz, get him out of here. He's done. Get him out. No. He's the guy last season down the stretch when nobody could catch a ball when we were throwing the ball to who? Zach Ertz was the guy playing injured, fighting through every single injury every single week and being there for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's not forget that. The guy that caught the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, don't be so quick. It's a recurring theme with Philadelphia fans that they just want to, they just see one thing and they want to get these guys out. Now, I understand this is a business. This is a business. And Zach Ertz, sure, if Dallas Goedert continues to evolve and into that one of the top tight ends in the league, sure, Zach Ertz could haul you back a lot of value right now. He could haul you back a lot of value. Probably Goedert could as well. So it really comes down to a big risk. The Eagles are going to take a gamble, in my opinion. This is just my personal opinion. I think after this season, actually, let me stop for a second. This season, you will see a lot more of Dallas Goedert than I think you have in previous years, because they want to make sure that Dallas Goedert is the man. He has already shown signs that he is, but he needs to get a lot more touches, and they need to make sure he can stay healthy. They need to make sure throughout a full season he is going to be able to be that dude, which we all pretty much know he can. I don't think it's going to take away from Zach Ertz, but I think you're going to see a lot of 12-man personnel, and I think Goedert is going to get a haul of touches this year. And if he plays out to be just fine, and if the Eagles continue with Zach Ertz and the contract talks, and the only way I could really see it being possible is if the Eagles were able to bring Ertz down to, 10, 11 a year. But again, he does not want that. He knows, and he has said that he deserves to be up there paid with the best of them, and I do agree with that. So I don't see that happening. But with Dallas Goedert, as long as he proves that he's able to be that guy for the future, I think the Eagles take a big gamble. Either way, if they go out and they trade Ertz, well, you just traded a future Hall of Fame tight end who's going to continue to produce wherever he goes until he's done playing in the NFL. But maybe as he gets older, Zach Ertz his body starts to break down. You start to see a lot of injuries. Maybe he slows down a little bit. He's already slow as it is, but he's still one of the best at what he does, and maybe he slows down even more. But the Eagles could go the other way. Zach Ertz is the guy. He's the cornerstone. He's been here for quite some time. Maybe they go out and trade Dallas Goedert and make a big risk. Maybe he never turns out to be everything that we expect him to be, and we keep Ertz here and we pay him a lot more. I do think Ertz would even be cost a lot more than Dallas Goedert, at least at the current time or in this next year. But we could go out and we could fail. We could trade Goedert and he ends up becoming much better than Ertz ever was. We could end up trading Ertz and he continues to produce, and maybe Dallas Goedert has a couple major injuries and never fulfills the responsibility that we are looking for. Overall, this is a sticky situation. Like I said, Zach Ertz has continued to be the man. He's continued to be the man over the last 3 years, has over 2,900 receiving yards. He has, a lot of touchdowns to his name. He's third in pretty much everything behind Kittle and Kelce. He absolutely deserves to be up there. He's on pace to be a Hall of Famer, but then you got Dallas Goedert, and he's ready to be unleashed out of that cage, and man, it's going to be a hard decision. You're going to have to make a big gamble, and hopefully the Philadelphia Eagles, like they have before with letting different guys go who have been very valuable to the organization. This is kind of a different situation, but we've seen a similar kind of thing before, and not a lot of them ended up well on the Eagles side. So they're going to have to make a gamble, in my opinion, and they better pick the right one. I hope both are able to get a deal. I hope somehow, some way, Howie is able to find a way to keep both of these guys here. But overall, I just do not see it happening. It's going to be a heavy discussion throughout this year going into the next offseason. And we're going to see what kind of things these guys can do this year and how they produce. And it's going to be very, very interesting. You guys let me know all your thoughts on this down below in the comments section. Who do you think the Eagles should rock with? What do you expect to see from these guys this upcoming season? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.